What up, boyos?
What's
Touche
up?
everything.
What up?
Episode, well, 13?
Episode 13 tonight,
Lucky
baby.
13.
I know, it's just been going by so quick.
Oh, man.
13 over how long? How long have...
I think we've been at this like a little over a month and a half, I want to say.
About 2 months, I'd say.
Ooh,
grinding?
we're dancing on 2 months.
Here we're going, man.
Did you guys have a good day?
It was pretty good. Recovering as, usual.
Oh, yeah. Wayne was down bad earlier in the week.
With what?
Yeah, I had to do surgery on my, we're just going to leave it there. But yeah, this
On a set of his cheeks, but we won't say which set.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've just been recovering from that. Had a little spillage, figured that I might have to go to the ER, but,
Okay.
it stopped. So
We made it work. I set up the cameras and everything myself.
Okay.
So that's why I missed a few days ago's episode. But yeah, I'm back, feeling a lot healthier.
We got Big Spooky Wayne. Then we got Raymond, the data analyst.
I feel like we should have a different name or like a better name that really sits
Yeah,
well
he
with
keeps giving me that name. Raymond, the data analyst.
Data or data?
Data.
Data. Okay.
Database.
Mm-hmm.
Database.
Tomato, right?
Yeah.
You guys got anything on the mind you'd like to chit chat about tonight? Or
I guess we could just start off by just talking about the chick that got denied from Lyft, honestly. Instead of easing our way in, let's just like jump in, honestly.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss announced she is taking legal action against the rideshare app Lyft after one of their drivers allegedly denied her a ride because of her weight.
Right.
Yeah.
That
So
Now, if you ride in an elevator, let's say max capacity 6 people,
yeah.
you think as an Uber driver, you can determine what your max capacity is and
Yeah.
put it in weight.
Yeah, there's legitimately weight limits on what your car can safely travel with.
Yeah.
If you open your car door and your door jamb, there's going to be little stickers in there. They'll tell you the cargo carrying capacity of your vehicle. So this is legitimately a thing.
I mean, do you think he was wrong for denying her, honestly? I mean,
A little messed up. You can see in the video he's saying, like, you need to order a bigger car. My car's not big enough.
right.
I don't know how valid that was. I also don't know what she's topping the scales at these days.
That's true.
But I mean, even if she's the equivalent of 2 grown adult men, like, that's still safe enough to ride in that vehicle.
Right. So do you think, considering that he denied her, what about just like denying people that are too like drunk, especially like you call an Uber or like a Lyft and they can deny you because they think you might be too drunk or you might be too rowdy? I mean, doesn't that sort of like falls under the same thing of them being able to deny who they want because they're contract worker? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, different situations. Like a business can deny service to just about anybody for any reason, really. But I feel like that's a little bit different if you're too banged up and getting into a lift.
Right.
You're impaired versus just being overweight,
Would you have the heart to say no?
Me personally, like, I don't know, I'm a hefty boy myself, so I wouldn't want to make anybody feel bad about the situation, but maybe the guy was worried about his vehicle because that's literally his business.
Mm-hmm.
If his vehicle goes down for some reason, he's literally out of a job.
Yeah. I don't think Lyft is really going to pay for that.
Yeah.
So
Not they have certain insurances that they ride under with the Lyft contract, but at the same time, like, that's literally how he makes his money.
yeah, it's sad. I mean, you think this is like just a publicity stunt to like sort of like get her name out there? Because she's not super. She's
a hot
big,
take.
but she's not super.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of her
Yeah.
before. This.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely the first time probably most people have heard of her.
Right.
Not hating on Dank DeMoss or anything, but just wasn't really on our radar.
Name one song.
I have seen some of her music videos, but I've like never actually like sat down and listened to it.
Don't forget, I put you on to think about.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely huge press for her. Apparently, she's also in legal battles that's going towards Lyft now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she can actually win any money off of that, but
Yeah, I don't think that's really gonna turn out in her favor. But I guess we'll see. Honestly.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, a lot of lawyers are just only pay if you win type of situation. So she's probably just, yeah, I might have a case here. Lawyers probably even reached out to her.
Right. Yeah.
Because she has it all on video. So a lot of those kind of more crooked lawyers will reach out, just like, hey, I think you got a case here.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we'll see. I mean, we're going to keep you guys updated.
Do you think Uber RV exists? Imagine if you could do like an Uber party bus on an RV.
Yeah,
Like you just drove around like you're a rapper. Like, take me to this bar.
Yeah, there's kind of stuff like that. They have like RV share where you can like rent one. And then there's Cruise America is another one where you can like rent like an RV.
Okay.
I remember seeing for what's it called? Burning Man last year. It was supposed to be like really bad weather. So like all the RV like rental places in that area were just making people sign contracts. No, I'm not taking this to Burning Man. Then you'd see the videos of them like returning and they're just caked everywhere with mud.
Well, didn't people get trapped at Burning Man once? Or is that a different
I
concert?
feel like that was what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people got stuck out there.
Because it's all desert
Yeah.
and it's a certain type of soil that it all sits on. So it doesn't rain there very often, but when it does, it just makes it quicksand everywhere.
Right,
You just
yeah.
get stuck.
It's got to suck. Hopefully they had good insurance on that.
Yeah. Remember when I was a kid, I used to be really afraid that quicksand was going to be a thing.
Kind of same. I feel like it was drilled into us though.
Yeah.
Like, weren't you trained on like you're not supposed to move quick or something like that?
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to fight it.
Try
That'll
to
make it
grab like
quicker.
a tree branch if you
Right.
can.
Yeah, it's
The more you move around, the faster you're going to sink.
is quicksand even in the Northeast?
That's a guess, maybe.
What about the Southeast?
There's got to be some quicksand somewhere.
Like, why was it so drilled into us and like talked about so much? And like nobody that we've ever encountered, at least in our personal lives, has ever like actually seen like quicksand or like been around quicksand.
Is there anything else like that like you were just irrationally afraid of as a kid, like falling anvils from the cartoons? Somebody who's got to paint the front of a tunnel to make it look like it's still
I
like
think
there.
we had maybe like earthquake
Yeah.
training, like get under the desk, or maybe it was tornadoes in school. I don't know.
I remember shelter in place lockdown drills. I don't remember earthquake
Lockdown
or
drills.
anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, fire drills.
Were lockdown drills after Columbine?
I
Or
don't know. I mean, wasn't that we were pretty young then? Wasn't that?
I think it was like 98, 99. Like
Yeah.
around that.
So I started school in '99.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I don't know.
it always was a thing. I
Yeah,
pretty much always remember it
as
being.
far as I remember, yeah.
I think stuff like that sort of like, I don't know if it's the same thing, but like in the Cold War, like people would just like shelter in place, you know, because they really thought that there was going to be,
Oh yeah, nukes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it spans generations, I guess. Like different lockdown drills. Who knows?
Brings me to my next point. What are you guys most afraid of in life?
I'm afraid of, you know, doubting myself to the point I don't achieve anything. And I think that's like my biggest fear in life. Like looking back, maybe when I'm like 60 or 70, just like, hey, I didn't really achieve anything because I was too afraid to try. Even though that sounds pretty generic, you know, it's just, I think that's one of the biggest fear. Or even like now being a father, just like not instilling good, you know, examples for my son. And just being like a shit dad.
Those are two awesome answers.
One of the greatest quotes I've ever heard was, "Don't be afraid to be somebody."
All right.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I got one for you. Wale, shout out MMG. Say, my only fear is mediocrity. Great line. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yes, I guess same thing. Like, just not giving it your all.
Right.
That would suck.
I'd say fear of uncertainty, fear of getting older, and just not knowing what else is going to happen. A lot of people have the basic arachnophobia. They're afraid of heights, but me more so. I'd say that those things like surface level scare me, but like deep down, it's just the unknown and being so open ended in life, and you got to figure it out your own way.
That's
Yeah.
good. Can we talk about irrational fears? Because I have a pretty good one. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast before.
Go ahead.
So I have a irrational fear of just like, pooping and somebody busting in and just taking me out.
Wait a minute. All right. It's not a fear, but when I'm taking a shit, sometimes it's like the most stressful moment of my life. Like when it's on its way out, like there's this extreme level of stress, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And then you're like the most relieved you've ever felt. I don't know what that is. There probably is like a term for it, but so I kind of feel what you're saying.
So like today I'm sitting down just pooping and it's just like mid like log. And I was like, what if somebody just like bust in here and I had to like fight them?
I feel like sometimes the people I envy the most are people that are just not afraid to let it all go in a public restroom.
Yeah.
You ever hear the guy in the airport and he's just going crazy in there, just not caring? Just like, man, this guy's confident.
That's the worst feeling, especially at work when it's just like you see coworkers outside and you're just letting it go. You're just like, I don't care. Sure, I'm gonna see Steve in the hallway like 5 minutes from now, but hey.
Fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime.
Right.
That's why I show on company time.
Oh man.
Let's see. What else do I got for you boys? Out of these three things, what are you more afraid of? Spiders, snakes, and bees.
Spiders, I guess.
Oh,
no, you said snakes? Sorry,
Yeah.
Snakes.
really? I think
Snakes,
I'd go with
100%.
spiders. I think snakes are pretty cool. Spiders to a certain degree, but I don't know, man.
I low-key fuck with the spiders.
Yeah,
They protect us from insects.
I mean, snakes do as well.
But not in your house.
Hey, it depends on where you live in the U.S.
Yeah,
honestly.
true.
I was living by myself for a while, and then I just had I was in and out a lot for work, so I was out of town a lot. There's this one spider in my bathroom for like 3 weeks, and I was home like maybe 5 out of those like 21 days, whatever it is.
All right.
So I was just like, dude, you can just chill.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pay the rent. Like, you just stay here and chill.
Yeah.
Watch the pad for me.
Dude, the last time I trusted a spider, it didn't end well. So there's like a spider just like chilling inside my room. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you live. You contribute. You kill the bugs and stuff like that I don't like. So I'm sleeping. I just feel something run across me.
No.
And I'm just like, what the hell is this? So I get up. I turn the light on. It's just like this big-ass spider just like running on my bed. And I'm just like, yeah, you got to go.
That's serious. I've never seen a spider bigger than like that.
You haven't seen like those wolf spiders?
No.
Oh, dude,
I've never
they're-
seen a big spider.
They're massive.
That spider messed up. You guys had one agreement.
Dude, we had an agreement.
You don't
that's-
touch me, I don't touch you.
Kind of fucked
Pretty
up.
much.
And his fart. That's what I'm saying. I kind of have an alliance with the spiders. Like, listen, I won't catch you with the vacuum right now, but you'll mind your space.
Cross this line. I'm taking you out. What about you?
I mean, spiders and snakes, you don't encounter them as much,
Right.
but if bees, they'll come at you in a swarm if you're
That's
in like
true.
their space.
No.
Bees got that herd mentality.
Did I tell you last summer I got stung by a bunch of wasps in my like
Really?
backyard? Yeah. So I was just like mowing the lawn and I go to like move a log. I had like a, what do they call it? Wheelbarrow, whatever the hell it is. I had like an old one just sitting there with like a bunch of like, gunk inside of it. So I like moved the stick. I just heard firecrackers going off. Pop, 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 pop. They like stung me all over the face. I'm just like running. It's like the fastest I've ever run in a while.
Are you all like swollen up or anything?
Surprisingly, no. I made it out pretty good, but it was just like a terrible experience,
You guys have any controversial takes on music? Like, what's an artist that everybody likes that you just don't happen to like?
I mean,
I'd say
Taylor
mine
Swift.
is Taylor Swift's. I mean, she gets a lot of love and hate.
I've never really listened to her though, so I can't even say like I don't like her. I just never listened to her.
You know how much like she's got like one of the biggest carbon footprints like in
Oh
existence.
yeah, I've heard that.
Just because she's always taking her private jet everywhere.
Oh, there's so many funny memes about this. Like
Yeah.
it's like a plane crashing into a building, and it's like when Taylor Swift has to use the bathroom.
Like I saw one where it's just like her going down to like her boyfriend was like Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
It's just like her taking a plane down to the field
Down
just
to
to see him.
to celebrate.
See, I didn't know about all these memes. I knew it was like an
Oh.
ongoing joke, but I didn't realize it was like a actual thing.
Oh, she gets cooked for that.
Dude, I got one, and I know you guys are probably gonna hate me, but I definitely I think Big Sean is super overrated. I do not mess with Big Sean. I don't know what. I mean, he's just not. I don't know. I don't think he's lyrically that good. I think he's a bit average.
He
So-
was really just like a hype rapper. I
Right.
mean, he's got some good bars, he's got some good tracks, but people just liked him just because he was a club banger artist.
Yeah, I loved his early stuff. What was his like
Finally
first
Famous.
Finally Famous? That mixtape was awesome.
Mm.
And then he dropped the album also called Finally Famous, right?
Hmm.
That was pretty good.
He had like multiple Finally Famous mixtapes, and then his debut album was also Finally Famous.
Finally Famous 3 is I think was the one that really popped off his career. Like that's the first one I heard.
Yeah.
And then the album was solid. And then he dropped another album like what is it called? I don't know. It has like a black cover. The song Paradise is on there. He has a feature with Kanye on there. He has a feature with Chris Brown on there.
I can't think of his.
I don't know.
album
That
after
album's solid. But then after that, I haven't really appreciated much of his stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to say he's fallen off, but he's not in the spotlight like he was
Yeah, he's
12
definitely
years ago.
definitely not popping as much. I mean, since we're on the topic of music, you mentioned earlier about the Mac Miller album. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, listen to it through in full once, didn't like it, and then was listening through it for a second time and stopped. There's like a song called Mannequins that sounds pretty cool.
Mm.
There's a song called Stone. That's all right.
Stone's my favorite song off the album.
And
It's-
then yeah, I don't know. It's very Delusional Thomas.
Yeah, it's
kind
a
of. I've
lot
already
of-
heard it.
It's a lot of what he recorded when he was making Faces,
Right.
when he was just producing all of his own music and everything, and he was doing that Delusional Thomas, where it's just got the high pitched voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's his name also released? Well, not him. He's passed away, but what was his name? Juice World, his label
Yeah.
or his estate released an album. Have you guys
Yeah.
listened to that at all or no?
I haven't heard the Juice WRLD album.
Yeah.
I know a lot of what his estate's doing is kind of like a cash grab at this
Pretty
point.
much, yeah.
So that's kind of sad, where it seems like Balloonerism was more of an album that Mac Miller wanted to make.
Yeah.
There sounds like they're taking a lot of just unreleased stuff that he had and kind of putting it together, putting the best work together, and just throwing out an album.
Who do you think's like conducting that? Is it like
Whatever
Q?
label he was signed to.
not like his manager,
You talking Mac Miller or
Yeah.
Juice WRLD?
Mac Miller?
He was signed to Warner Brothers, so it was probably partially them. Probably
you think
also.
they have that power? I don't think they would have that power after death.
I don't know. You'd have to read the contract, but if it was Warner Brother, I feel like they would have been pumping that out way faster. Because when he died,
Yeah, right, exactly.
2017,
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
So you guys think it's morally correct? Do you think that's what the person would want? After they pass away, you think it's morally right to just release an album after they pass away? Granted, like sure, the fans might want new music, they can't have it anymore. But do you think that is like something that's okay in this day and age?
It's not. That artist didn't put it in writing. We're just assuming what he
Yeah.
wants.
Do you think? Yeah.
I think Mac Miller would want his music out there.
All right.
Yeah, and put the money towards something positive, like to remember him.
Yeah.
Like a Mac Miller school
Hmm.
of music. I don't know.
Paint the blue slide at Blue Slide Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in that sense, like, I feel like everyone would be happy with that. No one's like taking advantage.
Mhm.
Fans get what they want, positive impact, and
Yeah.
he'd probably look down on it with a smile.
I know he's got a ton of unreleased music.
Really?
Like there's so much stuff that he had because he would just sit in his studio and just record and record and record and produce.
I feel like Eminem's gonna have a lot of that.
That too.
I just hope, like, here's a take on Eminem. He sucks now because he just is concerned with lyricism. what made his music so great on, when he was coming up, and then on not relapse, recovery, was he was telling a story. And he just doesn't really tell stories now. Like, there's no emotion in his music. There's a couple of songs he has that try to convey that. But like, he used to just be on such a flow while telling a story. It made it so impactful, and just lost it, in my opinion.
Kind of lost that.
I mean, people evolve as artists, so you can't really fault them in that aspect. But
Yeah.
I think that's the thing about music. I mean, to basically want an artist to stay the same way, where he was or where she was like 10 years ago. It's not really what music is. Artists are allowed to like evolve and try different things.
But I guess that's kind of to my point, is when he's coming up, he's, struggling, doing drugs. You hear that part of his life.
Right.
And he has this way of telling like the stories about his life in an attractive manner.
Mm-hmm.
Then he, starts falling off, can feel it himself, goes to rehab, gets clean, makes another album that also like tells a story so beautifully, and it's about something completely different in his life.
Right.
So he changed his life, but still managed to capture that creative beauty that he had.
I'm sure it's also tough to pretty much be called the greatest of all time for 20 years and just still consistently put out something that everybody's going to jive with, you know?
For sure.
Honestly, not looking back, I feel like a lot of like good music out there is like it comes from like a place of like tragedy.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, even Picasso's got a least valued painting out there.
Right.
So
that's a banger. Next tattoo.
I think that was a me original. I think I just came up with that.
Really?
Wow. Let's have to fact check.
We're brainstorming here.
Comment section. I swear. You better get this guy.
All right. Got a couple prompts for you guys. If I gave you $1,000 for every hour you could stay awake, how long could you last? Here comes
More
Ryan
than
with the
24
stipulations.
Are we allowed to take things to keep us up, or?
Yeah, you can do Red Bull or energy drinks or other unmentionables.
Other nefarious.
Sorry, can you say that again? You get $1,000 for every hour you stay awake.
Every hour you can stay awake.
You know what? I would probably just do 18.
18.
Because I'm not gonna go like more than 2, and it's not enough money to really like encourage me to make it up the price. And
Okay. $10,000 for every hour you stay up.
Ooh.
All right. Okay. More than 24.
I feel like
Less than 48, probably.
I know
I could get 50.
at some point you start going delusional with the longer you stay up. You'll start to hallucinate and stuff.
Yep. I feel like I definitely experienced that before. Yourself.
So I've seen
Wild
people
nights.
do 100-hour live streams where they just stay awake the entire time.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
And they get a little loopy after.
Wow, 100 hours. I don't think I could do that. Sober? Are they sober? Or for what we know?
Yeah, I mean, from what we know, I'd say they're definitely not drinking or anything like that because that's just going to put you to sleep at some point.
Yeah. I think the longest I could probably save is 24. Probably not. Probably 36 hours.
Yeah. I could push to 50 if I absolutely felt like that was worth it.
Right.
I think I could do 2 days if I really had to.
Yeah.
Because I've gone like stretches of like multiple days where I don't sleep well at night. So I feel like if I just X'd out like the crappy sleep I got, I'd just be fine.
Yeah.
But the world may never know.
I don't know. Maybe we should do
But
that.
yeah,
We should test the limits.
50-hour podcast.
Oh, man.
get Mr. Beast to throw us some cash.
I feel like if I sat here and talked to you guys for 50 hours straight, we'd be so annoyed with each other after.
I think so, 100%.
Really, I don't think so.
You guys brought no topics to the 50-hour cast. I've got 16 pages of notes. We got to make this last.
That's hilarious.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Would you rather get $100,000 instantly or flip a coin for a chance at $1 million?
100,000 instantly.
Yeah.
You don't think you'd take the risk to 10x it, 50-50 shot?
Nope.
I'd take it.
You take the risk?
Yeah.
Respect.
I mean, 100,000 is a lot of money, but
1 in the hand is greater than 2 in the bush.
okay. I guess it's the night of cliches here, huh?
That's a Ray original.
Bars.
A wink, wink. But I mean, think about it. 100 grand. I mean, decent down payment on a house.
I get it, but $1 million isn't that much either.
True, but like $1 million's more life changing than 100,000.
It is. That's why I go for it.
I would say it's, yeah, obviously, but a guarantee to make a drastic impact on my life, 100,000, or a maybe to make a slightly more drastic impact on my life. I'll take the guarantee.
What if I say you're taxed on that? So you're only ending up with, say, 68,000.
That makes it different.
I feel like you could go through 100,000 pretty quickly in like a year. I mean, that's
Yeah, but it'd just be a great like jumping off point for
what's
I don't know,
possible
like-
out there.
Yeah, you could just the opportunities that will open up with 100K or
Yeah.
True.
Would you invest that, or how would you go about if you were in that situation?
I'd
probably
buy
just buy a house.
properties at inflated values.
Yeah, I'd probably just buy a house. Boring, but still, that's a meaningful, like life-changing move.
It is.
So, I would buy my vacation house. Let me correct that.
Okay.
Get a vacation crib. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Get the vacation crib settled, and then move on.
We're talking by a lake or by like a nice beach or something.
Yeah, beach.
Yeah.
I don't know where though. That's the thing. Like, I don't think I would buy a house in Florida because I would want like all my friends to be able to visit. But if I have like a beach house where it's cold in the winter, then I can't like sneak away and be
Yeah, it's
a snowbird.
somewhat useless for like 8
Yeah.
months out of the year.
Yeah. So I don't know. That part would have to be figured out. Maybe a happy medium in like the Carolinas.
Like
Yeah.
Myrtle Beach or something.
yeah.
Myrtle Beach is a nice area.
Have you ever even
What-
been
what
to
would-
Myrtle Beach?
what would you
No,
pick?
I haven't.
What-
Planning on going at some point, but no, I haven't.
What would you pick, Ripa? You would definitely go Millie.
I've seen pictures.
I don't know. I mean, 100K after tax, it's definitely a lot, but I mean, a 50-50 shot, then what if I can let it ride to double it after that? It's like that episode of South Park where they gamble to save the city,
Yeah.
and then they let it ride and then they lose it all.
I wonder. There probably is like a mathematical way to figure out what is the point you should take it and what's the point you should chance it. Like, there's probably a statistical way to figure that out.
I mean,
Can we Google it?
it's a 50-50 chance.
But where the value of that 50-50 chance makes it more worth
So like a
just
risk
taking the
value to
guarantee.
it.
Yeah. Could you maybe Google it? Sorry, I don't have my phone. This is great podcasting. So Wayne, in sports news,
Risk
you
value on a 50-50 chance. Let's see what comes up. A 50-50 chance translates to a risk
No,
value of
yeah.
exactly 50%.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would write the question like that. Like,
Okay.
we gotta prompt it better.
What
Like,
can
what's
you
the-
infer about someone who rejects a 50-50 bet to win $110 or lose $100? The Rabin paradox explored.
Let's hear it.
Risk aversion, this is kind of long. Risk aversion is the concept that we prefer certainty to a gamble with the same expected value. For example, a risk-averse person would prefer $100 for certain over a 50-50 gamble between 0 and 200, which has an expected value of 100. The higher the risk aversion, the less they would value that 50-50 bet. They'd also be willing to reject some positive expected value bets. So it sounds like the higher that you can X your money, the higher the risk aversion is going to go.
Oh.
So that makes sense, though.
Interesting. That kind of like reminds me of like I don't know if you've seen the Squid Game season 2, how it's spoiler alert, like the dude, I forgot his name. It's like walks around to like the people in the park and was like, handing out, what was it? Like
a scratch ticket or like sandwich.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You see those, I feel like we talk about TikTok every time, but we see that same kind of video on TikTok. I'd rather have $20 cash or a $50 scratch ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time people take the scratch ticket.
Right.
Just because $20 is $20. It's not going to change your day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to change your life. But the $50 scratch ticket, you can potentially win a ton of money on.
Right.
People want to take that.
Yeah.
So I'd say in Ray's example of what's the risk aversion of that, that's probably a much higher one versus a guaranteed $20.
Well, so I mean, I understand risk averse. The definition of risk averse just means you do not like taking on risk.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely some threshold where the value of taking the risk is equivalent or greater than the value of taking the guaranteed.
Right.
And that there's probably some way to statistically figure it out, but I don't know.
I wish I could help. Math was never my strong suit.
Yeah, I should have at least a theory on this, but I don't.
How do you guys feel about this helicopter crashing into the airplane in Washington, D.C.?
I think it's very sad because I did see a news report where this guy's wife that was on the plane, I guess she texted him. She was like, yeah, we'll be landing in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was like the last text he ever got from her because 67 people passed.
Yeah.
And it's just like, imagine that, like you're at the airport waiting on your significant other to like get off the plane just to find out that you'll never see them again or be able to like be with them, touch them or just like have a conversation with them. And it's like such a scary way to like.
But do you think this could have been avoided because it was a Black Hawk helicopter, which is one of the most agile aircrafts like in existence?
Right. Wasn't it a training exercise? I'm not sure. I don't.
That's what I read. It was some sort of training exercise, but still, why are you flying at low in airspace that you're not supposed to be in?
Right.
Yeah, I honestly haven't seen too much coverage on it. Like read a headline that TSA, or not TSA, what am I saying? What are they called? Air traffic control. They were like, proceed through or something. That basically, like, they gave him an instruction to proceed through, but it's not clear if he heard that instruction, like, because he didn't respond.
Right.
And then moments later, they cross. What does that mean? I don't know. But yeah, seems like,
Yeah.
I mean, everything's avoidable, but.
Yeah. And the plane that got hit, it's like a small plane. I've been on those before. It's an American Eagle, which is part of American Airlines flight.
Right.
They're super tiny. They're pretty old planes, so they probably don't have the most up-to-date instruments on there.
Yeah.
Definitely not what a Black Hawk has.
Right. It's sad. I mean, it's a sad thing. I mean, I think that's like one of the biggest like tragedies in a long time that's happened in U.S. history when it comes to like aviation.
Yeah.
Prayers go out to the families.
Yeah.
What was the type of aircraft?
It was
Bombardier or
it was
Bombardier.
I don't know
It's
aircrafts like that, but it's essentially like a smaller like 60 passenger plane where they're like small, like they use them on like 2-hour flights, stuff like that, even less than that, or like a regional flight.
Was it private or
No, it's
okay.
It's by American Airlines. They just have like a smaller like fleet of aircrafts called American Eagle.
Oh, it was an American Eagle.
Yeah.
I for some reason thought it was a private flight.
No.
But it was just on an American aircraft.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't remember the last like aircraft incident besides Kobe, but that wasn't with a plane.
Yeah. It's another helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, helicopters are scary. I mean, I've never been in one, but I can imagine a lot more risk.
Dude, there was that one time I wanted to go on the helicopter at the fair, and they told me that they're out of fuel.
Right.
It's probably good for me instead of going on some sketchy farm helicopter.
Dude, that thing looked really flimsy, man.
What?
Yeah,
A helicopter at the fair? Where do they take you?
they just like fly around for a little bit. It's probably like a quick 20-minute thing. I think it's like $100, $200 to get on it. They take 4 people at a time.
I've never been on a helicopter either.
It's really
Too loud.
Fadoo.
Yeah. I probably would never go on a motorbike either. Too loud.
I saw this meme. It was from the LA fires. It was this $84 million mansion burning down. And people in the comments like, yeah, this is why I don't buy an $84 million mansion. It's like, good one.
Yeah, no, he's got a good point.
I feel like people on the internet just recycle the same freaking jokes through so many different comment sections.
I love it.
People just steal other people's comedy.
Especially like videos. There's like, you see one video, you're like, oh, that's super original. Then you see the same video like 10 times. You're just like, I guess it's a trend.
I saw another one the other day. Like, if you sneeze and I say God bless you, the only thing to say back is thank you. I don't want to hear what are you doing in my house? Why is my window broken? I was cracking up off that one. I was cheesing for a minute.
That was a good one.
What are you doing in my house?
Get out of here.
You guys got any bad habits?
Where do I start? Can you pass me the cream soda before I start?
Is soda one of your bad habits?
No, actually, soda's not. I don't really care for soda unless I'm at work and I don't have anything else to do.
Right now, Ray is sipping on a delicious Polar Diet Cream Soda.
Polar, the coldest, the coolest, the creamiest.
Caffeine free.
That is caffeine free right here.
I guess we learned something since the last pod.
Are we passing the bottle around?
Baddest, worst habit, you said?
Yeah. You had any bad habits?
Bad habits.
Bite your nails.
Smoking, drinking.
Talk on your cell phone on speaker in public.
No, never.
I hate that. My mom does that all the time. It drives me nuts.
My dad does it.
Maybe it's a boomer thing.
I don't know. I got to think about this one. How about you guys take the
Yeah, I mean, the obvious one, smoking, drinking. Eating late night snacks.
Yeah. I got to start eating earlier in the day.
Or like stress eating. Like I'll be at work and like get hit with something that's annoying and I gotta tackle it and I'll like just go grab some food and just
I'll get to this. Just gotta hit the McDonald's drive-thru real quick.
yeah. Well, no, I'm doing it while I'm like working. Like just go through a whole bag of licorice. Don't even realize it and just grind.
Grinding it out. Munching on the licorice.
What's another
Talking
bad
like
habit?
classic licorice or Twizzlers?
Twizzlers.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like regular licorice.
Fair enough.
What's another bad habit? I sometimes bite my nails, but only if they get long. So I just try and stay on top of them.
I used to bite my nails like crazy when I was a kid. Then one day I just stopped.
Yeah. Speaking of biting nails, I went on a date a few years ago. And I was just like, I was talking to this chick. We were just having a conversation. So I was like, oh, so do you have any like weird quirks or like bad habits or anything like that? She was like, yeah, I bite my toenails.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh, should I still talk to this girl or not? I continued. I was just like, I thought to myself, it was like, what does that say about me as a person that I would date somebody that bites their toenails?
Well, when does she bite? Like, is she midday?
I
Taking off her shoe, taking off her sock, just getting after it, because that's when you would typically bite your nails, just like in the middle of it all.
She's just in traffic, got her shoes off.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I didn't super go into the conversation, but I would tease her about it. But it's just like it's kind of gross if you really think about it.
Hell yeah!
Thank God she doesn't drive a manual.
Right?
Shouldn't be able to do it in traffic. when I was a kid, I accidentally kicked a hole in the wall because I was trying to bite my toenails. 'Cause
How does that happen?
I was like 3 or 4, I want to say. I was watching the Rugrats.
Yeah.
And it was like just when Dill Pickles was born. And I saw him like putting his foot in his mouth. And I was like, I want to see if I can do that.
Yeah.
So I did. And like I just like springed my foot back and it went right through the wall.
Jesus.
Damn. Yeah, I've never been flexible enough to even attempt that.
Dude, I could not even touch my toes right now if I really wanted to. I think my bad habit is just obnoxiously burping really loud. And just like in situations where I shouldn't. And, you know, I gotta like catch myself and just like remember it's like, yeah, I can't do this around like company.
Just be
and stuff
belching
like
in
that.
church.
Yeah, just like super loud. And it's just like, that's gross.
I don't know. I don't think that's that bad. It's kind of a power move to have a good burp.
I mean, I suppose. What makes it a power move?
I don't know. Just fucking letting it rip and
Dominant.
yeah,
Like you
holding
feel
court.
so much better after it. And other people hear that and they're like, dang.
Yeah,
He's
got some force.
This guy's got air coming out of his body at all types of miles per hour.
That's fair. I mean, another good one, like you mentioned, like smoking. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty bad habit. Definitely not good for your teeth. So, or your lungs.
You know, when you sneeze, it comes out of your nose at like 80 miles per hour because your body is doing everything it can to get whatever is in your lungs out as fast as possible.
I know that. No.
Out of your lungs. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nose, lungs. If there's a foreign substance your body doesn't like in there,
Got it.
it's kind of the same idea with coughing, stuff like that.
My coughs are ferocious. I have some nasty sounding cough when I like actually get a cold. It's like a devil's trying to leave my body.
I remember I was in college and I had a really bad cold, and I was like sitting in the back of the class just like coughing because like the AC was blowing directly on me. It was like a 3-hour class, and I just like kept coughing every 5 minutes. And this chick was like, "For the love of God, can you stop?" I was just like, "Oh man, that's so embarrassing."
She hit you with the flog?
Yeah.
For the love of God.
I was just like, "What the hell do you want me to do, man? I can't control it. I got to get my education."
Yeah, I would have been like, quiet down.
I was having an allergic reaction one time on my face, and I had to go to class. I had a night class. So I took a Benadryl, which I don't normally take.
Right.
So I like put a scarf on to like cover like my neck and stuff. I think it was something weird. I was like shaving. I had some weird allergic reaction.
Right.
So I go to class. I took the Benadryl, and I'm just sitting in class. And I didn't realize it makes you drowsy. So I'm just fighting to stay awake. I fell asleep for at one point in the class, and I was just, I can't be taking Benadryl before school anymore.
That'll happen to you when you take
Yep.
Benadryl. What about you? What's your bad habit?
My bad habit, the one that I really want to improve on is, say I have a day off or something. I just have a bad habit of laying in bed for way too long in the morning. I just need to learn to get up, get out of bed, and start your day.
Do you only have one day off a week?
This time of year, just about, yeah.
No.
That makes it tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that only gives me one day to
True.
do everything I got to do.
True.
So that one day off is laundry, cleaning, grocery shopping, all kinds of stuff. Just putting my life back together.
All right. If the world switched from a 5-day work week to a 4-day work week, but we had to alternate which day, we were assigned off, what would be your number one choice for day off?
Number one choice for day off. I'd probably say Monday,
Yeah.
just because Mondays aren't great. And I feel like everybody's just kind of like mad on Monday. Everybody just driving into work is just upset and pissed off. They don't want to be there. So people are a little bit more, on edge. I feel like there's more road rage on Mondays.
Yeah.
I wonder what day of the week most accidents happen. It's probably Monday, if not the weekend, but
Look
Yeah,
that up.
probably weekend, I would
Yeah.
say.
weekend, but like I'm talking
Or
during the day.
more like life-threatening injuries, more life-threatening accidents on the weekend,
Yeah.
more like fender benders on
Yeah.
and like smaller accidents during
Yeah.
the week. That'd be my guess.
Mondays are pretty good.
That's
Good
what you would
choice.
pick?
Yeah, I think I'd go with a Monday. Yeah.
Okay. I would go Wednesday, second choice Tuesday. Hear me out. If it's Wednesday, then your week is split. 2 days working, day off, 2 days working, 2 days off, 2 days working, day off, etc. So that's awesome. You're really only going to work for 2 days straight. Also, it being in the middle of the week, to your point about having one day to get after it, no one's going to really be partying it up on a Wednesday or a Tuesday night. So you have the opportunity to just knock off all your chores, etc.
I currently have Tuesdays off, and I like that day off because you go out, you got to go shopping. There's nobody really out on the road in the middle of the day. You can just get way more done versus you go to Target on a Sunday afternoon. Place is packed. You go to Target on a Tuesday afternoon. It's pretty moderate in there.
Yeah.
Down.
I would definitely just choose center of the week because Mondays and Fridays I feel like there already is a perception of like, I don't know, you don't have to go as hard right now, especially Fridays. Like the weekend's about to be here. Let's just figure this out on Monday. Right. I don't know. I just don't think I could take as much advantage of my free time if it was connected to the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what my favorite Big Sean line is? Goes, fuck a vacay, I'll feel better at work.
Which one is that? Which song is that from? The popular one with Drake, right?
Yeah. I want to say Drake's on that song.
I'm here for a good time. Not a long time. What's the name of that? That's going to drive me nuts. Fuck a vacay, I feel better.
I don't know.
All right.
But moving on, I've got a little bit of a controversial one here. So you know how there's a test to get your driver's license. There's a test to get your high school diploma, all this kind of stuff. Do you think there should be a test before becoming a parent?
Yes.
A lot of people aren't meant to be parents. They're kind of just like thrown into it and they have to figure it out. Certainly I was. And, you know, it's a big learning curve when it comes to it, but you just got to be patient in regards to like that situation. But if there was like an actual like physical test for like to become a parent, I mean, I'm sure that would have some catastrophic effect on the population if you really think of like the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, well, what would you do if that person failed the test? What happens? You just maintain their baby in the hospital until they pass?
I mean, same thing. And I mean, ideally you would do it prior to with decent amount of time.
Right.
But same thing if you fail your driver's test. You got to study, practice more, learn more.
Yeah, but if they continuously fail, because that's likely, like that could definitely be a real life scenario where they would continue to fail. And
feel like
then they're not allowed. I don't know.
yeah, what would you do then?
I don't want to say your child just gets put up for adoption, but this is a hypothetical situation.
so. Like, if
I don't think it's possible.
So you're saying that if somebody's like already pregnant, they have to take a test before, like, if they could like take care of the child after they give birth?
That, or we'll go even more hypothetical here. Say you don't have the natural ability to reproduce.
Mhm.
You have to pass this test before you're allowed to do that.
Right.
Whatever science you need to do to make it valid for you to reproduce.
Oh, so like you start out with a vasectomy. And
Essentially, yeah.
You're like, all right, you want to have kids? Here, you got it. That's interesting.
I mean, at that point, I feel like that would deter a lot of people from like actually going out and like pursuing something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
I mean,
that's interesting.
I mean, it's different for like getting your driver's license and stuff like that, because you kind of like need that to survive, at least in the area that we're at. But just like you don't necessarily need to have children unless you're trying to like feel that bond with somebody.
yeah, you don't necessarily need a license. You can take the bus.
Yeah, but who really wants to do that? I mean, granted, a lot of people do it, but I guess it depends on the area where you're at.
It's a privilege versus something you're naturally born with.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it as you have to earn that privilege, like you have to earn to be able to drive a motor vehicle.
Right.
That kind of situation. I feel like it's not valid on a moral standpoint, but just from a figurative would the world be a much better place if people had to test to become a parent?
It sounds like the right idea, but I just don't think it is feasible.
Yeah,
And
it'll
and
never
probably
happen.
lead to more problems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit archaic in that sense, but I do understand where you're coming from with that situation, because there's a lot of kids in like foster homes, and like a lot of kids that get abandoned or like mistreated by like adults, and just like having a test as like a safeguard to like preventing that.
yeah,
I think that would help.
yeah.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I'm like, the comment section might come for me on this. The more I'm just like kind of anti-regulation, like trying to tell people like this is how it should be done, or like this is the safest way, and like the government will kind of secure its citizens from the bad things that may happen if you do it this way. It just seems like more problems end up coming out of it.
Yeah.
In a lot of senses, and also there's a lot of good that comes out of it too. But I don't know, like
People
I'm
don't-
kind of turned off of it. The more I age, I'm like, it seems like there could be a lot of problems if we try and restrict that, or
people don't like being told what to do.
Right. You're right.
They don't like specific guidelines set up in place for them. So if we just implement more of that, you're going to see more resistance to it.
yeah, and they're costly to implement.
Yeah.
And if people just find a way around it, or exacerbate, what's the word I'm
Yeah.
looking for?
Exacerbate. Yeah.
Exacerbate the problem, then we just wasted a bunch of money.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a good question. I like that one. Very stimulating.
If you could travel time, would you go to the past or the future? If you go to the past, you cannot, or the future for this sense, you cannot intervene with your present self.
And what's the point?
Wait. Sorry, if you go to either the past or the future, you can't what?
If you can time travel, would you rather go to the past or the future, but you can't intervene with your present self?
Got it. Oh.
So you can't go back to when you're 12 and you're about to kiss that girl on the bus
so
and be
basically
like, just do it.
it's
stuff
just-
like that.
It's just to experience a future period or a past period. That's
Yeah,
it.
a certain period in time.
Yeah. Okay. Probably back. It just sounds like there was a lot more freedom. Like,
For some people.
yeah.
Sorry, Wayne.
Fair.
I'm just joking.
Bad question for you.
That thing is still going on to this day. So no.
I'm thinking like 70s, like just like my uncle always tells me the story of how he like hitchhiked from Connecticut to California. Sorry, I hit snooze last time. My bad. I don't know, just stuff like that. Like, also like you could, like, so I'm about to be 30 in August. At 30 years old in the 70s, I could easily still become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Or even a billionaire. So
Yeah.
I don't even need to interact with. Oh, well, I wouldn't be alive, so it doesn't matter anyways. Yeah, I would definitely go backwards and then just get rich and enjoy those time periods. In the future, I would be like out of place. I wouldn't know how to
I feel like
adapt.
I feel like you could travel back with that same haircut and just fit right in.
I just see him wearing like little booty shorts, like a crop top on the beach.
What's up, ladies?
That doesn't sound bad.
I feel like I'd want to go to the future.
Yeah.
Like just how fast technology is moving. I just want to see what else is out there.
You go to the future. What if there isn't a future?
Oh.
I just go too far. It's just blank.
It's just like
Wait,
nothingness.
It's like Squidward in that one episode.
Oh.
It's just
yeah.
like in that like white room.
Pretty much.
Oh. Yeah.
Future.
I don't know. I want to go to the past, just like to way back, like maybe like 2,000, 3,000 years. Just, just like survive on your own,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like,
Go back to
susceptible.
biblical times.
Even that, or even further, 10,000 years, You know, caveman, you know, got to survive. You break a bone, you're done for, you know?
Oh man, I would never go. I don't think I'd go past like 1950.
No.
I think like 70s might be it.
You know, I just go back for the thrill. If I die, I die.
Seeing dinosaurs and stuff.
Not that far.
Yeah, I don't know. The future sounds more scary. The past sounds more like opportunistic.
Yeah.
It may be because everything we hear about the past has always seems so glorious, and we don't know what the future holds.
That's true.
Maybe it's a fear of the unknown
Yeah.
to bring it full circle, but
Maybe it's a lot of the ignorance of the past, how we're in the information age and everything just travels so quickly. There's definitely crazy stuff that used to happen that nobody ever heard
oh
about.
yeah,
100%,
for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
I feel like with the past, there's record of the past, you can study it and figure out what the smartest move to make back in the day is. Like, you invest in Apple or Amazon back in 98, then you get on the ground floor of it, versus today you have that knowledge of like, oh, what if I got in on this back then?
That's fair.
Yeah. So Bitcoin's up to like 105 grand the last time I checked.
Great segue.
And I had known about it for a while, but the first time I bought in, I saw it at like $4,000. And like, I can see myself like buying in at like 4,000. And I'm just like, man, if only I threw everything I had in it at that time.
Wait, wasn't that considered you influencing your past self, or did you say present? I wasn't sure.
I'm just saying in general now.
Okay, yeah.
Like, oh man, like
Right.
you hear about it, like the guy that should have bought Apple back in the day when he had the chance, when it was $1 a share or something. Same thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how crypto is these days.
Yeah, I'm taking a class on blockchain and cryptocurrency right now, and I still can't, like, I get the technology now and like why that's valuable, but I still can't rationalize the value of Bitcoin.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know. It's making people rich out there. So
Yeah, but
It is.
Is it?
Yeah. The crypto bros,
I don't know.
people that have been like on it for a long time now. Like, yeah,
But have they cashed out?
people have cashed out certain amounts of it. Yeah. A lot of people they call it hodling. So hold, but you switch the L and the D. Then you just hang on to your crypto for like as long as you can until it finally goes somewhere.
have you heard about that thing? Apparently, like, I don't know how true it is. Like, some guy like lost a hard drive filled with like a certain amount of like
Yeah.
crypto coins, and like he finally gave up after like 12 years of searching.
Yeah.
Damn. That
There
sucks.
was a story back when Bitcoin wasn't worth like anything. This guy traded, I forget the amount. It was something to the tune of 1,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he
I know.
found some guy on the internet who just PayPal'd him $40 for his 1,000 Bitcoin. Then he used that to buy pizza.
Yeah, it'd be worth billions.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into mining Bitcoin?
Mining Bitcoin?
Successfully mining a new block in a blockchain grants you 3.125 Bitcoins, which is but roughly 300K right now.
So people that do that have like warehouses of supercomputers and super fans just mining Bitcoin.
Yeah. Have you ever looked into that? Well, I'm curious how you forecast your like return on investment.
Your ROI, yeah.
For like that type of, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop 200 grand on computers to mine this Bitcoin.
Yeah.
How long is it gonna take me mining Bitcoin to
Because then
recoup my investment on this?
and it's not also like once you get all the equipment, you're not guaranteed to be like the miner. Some of it's like proof of work. Some of it's like proof of authority. Like if you're like you've been a part of this blockchain network for so long and are a trusted member, then you're selected to mine the next.
Right.
Some is proof of stake. Like if you hold the most stake in the network, then like you have the best chance of getting selected to mine the next block. So you can make all those investments in the technology that you need to mine it, and then still be shit out of
Still
luck.
get the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Is this an online class you're taking?
yeah.
It's pretty dope.
YouTube University.